Hello and good day. Welcome to Punchline on First News Nation. Punchline is that political program that discusses national politics and national politics. I am Sammy Ajufo, your host, and it's always a privilege to have you join us on First News Nation. Don't forget to like and subscribe to all our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at First News Nation. Go a step further by enabling notifications to get latest updates on all our programs on this station. Let's go for a break. When we get back, we have something very interesting to talk about, a series of topics that have been trending in the political space. We'll be right back. Welcome back. The age-long crisis, or you can call it the seemingly age-long crisis between governors of Rivers State and Ebonyi State, I'm talking about Nyesom Wike and Dave Umahi, seem to have ended if the latest videos on the social media are anything to go by. We saw a recent reception, a warm reception in honor of Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and Governor of Ebonyi State, Dave Umahi, and a reception by the River State Governor. We believe that it was about commissioning state projects handled by the Nyesom Wike administration. So let's talk about how this crisis between the both governors started. Where did it start, and how is it going so far? Watch.
No, except you are not a committed member of PDP, that will say that you don't know that Umahi has not been with the PDP for some time now. He called me yesterday and I told him my mind that, look, conscience is important, being principled is important, everything is not money or power. But like I said, I wouldn't have spoken about his defection to APC. But what I'm talking about it is when he went to the point that the injustice that PDP meted on Southeast, I felt very offending. I felt that it's not unfair to a PDP. You have a right to move to the party, but to go to the extent to say that you are leaving because Southeast has suffered so much injustice in the hands of PDP. And that means that everybody who is a member of PDP is against Southeast.
Wike is my friend, and it's a man I love so much. I will not join issues with him. He has every reason to be angry with me because I'm about his best friend. And when you are, living a relationship, the other one is bound to be hurt, So I should not join issues with him. I still love him. But the fact remains that we shouldn't take it personal.
We have never had it. Nobody has gone to court to seek for interpretation of a governor who has defected from one party to the other. This is the first time. It is better for the court to make a pronouncement. So everybody will have to be careful. You give somebody an umbrella, the next day he defects. The rest are sure that PDP will continue this matter down to Supreme Court. So don't say people behind it. Which behind? It's not PDP, it's Odia. Am I not a member of PDP? So I should say against my party. I will not do that. So don't be, if you want to call them, call names. Nobody should be afraid of all these things they were talking about. Was that we know people who are responsible. Who told you that we are not responsible? You can talk to those who are afraid of you. I'm involved.
You heard him in a channel, boasting that he's behind a main man that depends on the breath of God. I pity illiteracy. Say shame. You are boasting to remove another governor. What qualifies you just because you are packing money that is public fund? not, intellectual material, but just packing money from public funds, and you are boasting about it. Otherwise, whom were you? I became a billionaire at the age of 25. I've worked all my life, and I've asked him to come for public debate. I do not commission 3.4-kilometer road. I commission 35-kilometer roads. I commission twin flyovers running to 1 kilometer. I commission mega projects with little resources. So if he says he has done well and there is Mr. This or that, let him come for public debate with me.
Let me just tell you. I said there was a governor who said that he wishes, or his wish is that there should be another Buhari in 2023. You know why? That governor wrote to Mr. President that he needs money to buy the equipment for his airport. You see what beggar status can do for you. You see the point. You see the country we're in. A governor is writing to Mr. President that he needs money to buy equipment for his airport. And that is why that governor will say his wish is that there should be, look, I cannot. What do you come to do here?
30 years in jail.
How do you in jail?
In Chinos Baja. They are senior.
Yeah, what? Frank, come now. This is a former president of the state. Frank, Governor.
How now? Very well. I did now. Very well.
So good. You're welcome to capture me.
We'll take you with
I said you never go to bed.
Yeah, I saw you. You have been serious.
Wow. So how was that problem resolved? The problem between Nyesom Wike and Dave Umahi. When was the crisis resolved? We don't know. But however, we've learned that Nyesom Wike is not one to not keep a grudge or hold a grudge. And he's also not one to keep waste a good political alliance when he sees one. So it's nothing new to us. It's just a lesson to everyone who's out there. Just realize that you shouldn't take sides when two political gladiators are fighting. Like they say, when two elephants fight, the grass suffer. You and I being the grass. So don't take sides when two politicians are fighting. They will eventually make up. In the meantime, let's talk about the politicians and who have been invited by Governor Nyesom Wike across both political parties, whether serving governors or former governors of PDP or APC, who have been invited to commission projects in Rivers State since Governor Wike's administration began. Let's start with the current Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, has been to Rivers State to commission projects. Former Senate President Bukola Saraki, you would agree with that because they are both members of the PDP. Also, we've had Governor Aminu Tambuwal of Sokoto State, also a friend of Governor Nyesom Wike. Is he still a friend after what happened in the PDP primaries? But he has been to Rivers State to commission projects also. Governor Wike Umahi of Enugu State has also been to Rivers State to commission projects, also a member of the PDP. Senator Ali Wamako, leader of the APC in Sokoto State, former governor of Sokoto State, has been to Rivers State to commission projects. We also had Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who just recently went to Rivers State and said, no one should have a fight or can have a fight with Nyesom Wike. What he meant by that, we really don't understand. But let's look at the situation going on between Governor Nyesom Wike and the Atiku camp. Yes, it doesn't seem to be there's going to be any resolution in the near future with what's going on between Governor Nyesom Wike and the PDP presidential flag bearer Atiku Abubakar. Yes. There's a video you want to watch. When we come back from this, we're going to talk more about when this crisis between Atiku Abubakar, the PDP presidential candidate, and Governor Nyesom Wike, when this crisis will end. This is what we got recently.
Politics now no longer vote for somebody. What will he do for the people of Rivers State? That is this. So people should be calm down. We are coming. we are coming. Nobody should panic. I'm fully in charge. I want to know that. I am fully in charge. I'm not that kind of governor. Anybody can go to Abuja and hold meeting. I'm not that kind of governor. I'm fully in charge here. If you say I'm not in charge, put your head. If you say I'm not in charge, put your head. And see when you will come out. So, all these big names, forget it. These are the people we are in charge.
This is Niger Feedback.
Well, Nyesom Wike really blowing hot there. Recently, it was said that some PDP leaders in Rivers State went to visit Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, presidential candidate, because the PDP is trying to really pull out power from the APC come 2023. This seems to be the biggest problem they're facing so far. It's still Punchline on First News Nation. I am Sami Ajifo. We have more after the break. Welcome back. Current Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Festus Keyamo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, has rightfully been appointed as presidential spokesperson for the presidential campaign of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the APC presidential flag bearer. And that's good. That's good. The same position he handled as presidential spokesperson for President Muhammadu Buhari in the 2019 general elections. PDP also has retained the services of former Senator of Kogi West Senatorial District, Senator Dino Melaye, as its presidential spokesperson, as he did during Atiku Abubakar's presidential campaign in 2019 general election. So both Festus and Dino are very familiar foes, and they're perfect matches for their political parties and their positions. This is probably the first time I'm noticing that either party has appointed the right man to the job in a very long time. I say that carefully. It's been a long time we've had, the right fit, square pegs in square holes or round pegs in round holes. But Dino Melaye and Festus Keyamo are the best for the job when it comes to who represents and who speaks for the presidential campaign. Now, the two political image bulldogs went toe-to-toe in a recent interview with Channels TV's Nyesom Wike. This is how it went.
Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has the capacity to make the final call. The major rival we have today has not held any executive position where he makes the final call in government. So we cannot second guess. Atiku Abubakar has never held any government position where he makes the final call. He was vice president. He was not the chief executive. He was never governor. He was never anything. Even Peter Obi is ahead of Atiku Abubakar. Peter Obi is ahead of him in terms of the capacity to make decisions. So how are we going to hand over the country to somebody who has never shown the capacity, who has never held a position where he makes the final call? The vice president does not make the final call. Atiku Abubakar is not tested, is not trusted. He has never held any such position. So Atiku, even Obi is ahead of him.
Dear fellow countrymen and women, I'm here to address you once again in the course of our nation history and to react specifically to Keyamo's myopic, porous, parochial, and intellectually stagnant interview. Whether you like it or not, you cannot take the credit, the experience of Atiku Abubakar away from him. Even you say Atiku Abubakar have no experience. Atiku Abubakar is running for the presidency, not for the second time or third time. So he understands this route better than the political virgin, Tinubu, that you are supporting, who is running for presidency for the first time and sees it as his life entitlement and sees it as his retirement benefits for supporting Buhari. But Atiku is running on his credentials. He's not running because of entitlement. He's not running because of his support for any party. He's running because he's got the credentials, and he is a team player. He is a talent hunter. He is a leader par excellence. He has the rudiment of civil administration and the rudiment of politics. And I want to tell you, Keyamo, enough is enough. If not, that young way say go mature. Now there we go eat you.
Well, both of them have taken swipes against each other, and we are still going to see more as the journey progresses. It's going to be really, really interesting to see what Dino has to say about the APC and what Festus have to say about the PDP. Both of them have also taken subtle punches at the Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, and his running mate also, Senator Ahmed. But here's my question. APC has picked Festus Keyamo. PDP has picked Dino Melaye. Very good guys. And I've said this several times to show you how impressed I am with both political parties. Labour Party has not picked anyone suitable to speak on their behalf. It's very important. You can't do without it. This is not the time where you say, no, we are doing a new system. You need a presidential spokesperson and one who is good at that. Someone who can go toe-to-toe with Keyamo, someone who can go toe-to-toe with Dino Melaye. We've had Mr. Peter Obi speaking a lot. We've had Senator Ahmed speaking a lot. It's time for the Labour Party to take this serious and pick someone who can fit the bill, someone who can go toe-to-toe, someone who is very, very good. And we're going to watch to see who that person will be in the days and the months to come. Campaigns, very, very close. I mean, election time is very close. Let's see what the Labour Party has to offer, and we're going to watch to see how that happens. It's still Punchline on First News Nation. Let's go for another break. We'll be right back. This one is not a good story. And I ask myself, how many good stories do we have coming from Nigeria recently? Well, you could talk about what's happening at the Commonwealth Games as good stories. Good. We're thankful for that. But let's talk about Nigeria's debt. Yes, our debt. The debt Nigeria owes to several organizations like the World Bank, to China, like different organizations within the World Bank. Recently, the World Bank told us what we already know. The problem has been we didn't know who we were owing and how much we were owing. We just knew that Nigeria is owing somebody or some people money. According to the World Bank, Nigeria is its biggest debtor in Africa. We are now at number 3. We're at number 3. We used to be at number 4. We're now at number 3 with a total debt of $13 billion. $13 billion, what Nigeria is owing just one institution under the World Bank. World Bank has several organizations within it, and we have borrowed from a lot of them. We have borrowed from, several of them. One of them is being owed $13 billion US. That's what we are owing. We are now number 1 in Africa for the bad things, and we're number 3, the highest debtors in the world. Nigeria accumulated $1.3 billion in the space of 1 year between June 2021 and June 2022. The federal government of Nigeria under President Muhammadu Buhari has borrowed $1.3 billion between June 2021 and June 2022. Let that sink in. So how much do we owe? It's different from the $486 million we already owe another World Bank institution. Okay, and how much do we owe China as of 2020? We owe China $3.121 billion. We owe China $3.121 billion. Be rest assured, it's not just the World Bank organizations we're owing several other people. And this has happened largely under the administration of President Buhari. According to World Bank reports, this is the worst ever debt profile in the last 50 years. So in the meantime, the government is telling parents to beg ASU. The pump price is going up. The pump price is going up. Exchange rate and the pump price are dancing buga. Candidates are planning to continue the legacy and saying it's their own turn. Meanwhile, we owe everybody owable. Nigeria is getting to a very bad point in our history, the worst in 50 years. Let's look at the candidates, 2023 candidates. Which of them is talking about fixing the debt and the economic situation of the country? We need to ask the right questions. 2023 is pivotal to our future, whether we face insecurity, prices of foodstuff, exchange rate, the debt we owe, we are servicing debt. We need to start talking about the right things. And if your poison is watching reality shows right now and not focusing on the right things, well, it's your own cup of tea. We're all going to pay this debt together. That's the unfortunate story we had to end with today on Punchline on First News Nation. Thank you very much for watching us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to all our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And if there's any story we've mentioned so far that piques your interest and you want to place a comment, please place that comment in the comment section below. A big thanks to the production team, the production assistants, the concept advisors, and everyone behind this production. We'll see you again next week. I am Sammy Ajufo. It's a pleasure. See you again on next episode. Thank you.